Let's fucking go.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
Hi everyone and welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and you're watching episode number 56 of Visions, a live stream dedicated to 1/6 scale collecting, where on every single episode, every single live stream, I sit down, have a conversation with a 1/6 scale collector and discuss the past, the present and the future of their collecting journey. So this time we have an absolute gentleman, a man whose movie knowledge is well, I'm going to say top tier, and I'm going to put him under pressure and ask him a few questions. I just don't think I'm going to put him under that pressure, too much pressure, to be honest. I think he's going to come through these questions with flying colors. He has his own YouTube channel, obviously, and he is a 1/6 scale collector, an all-around nice guy. So we've had him on the Hope Show before, and now he's here on episode number 56 of Visions. Gio, how are you doing? You've had a busy week.
Oh, yes. Shane, thank you so much for inviting me. Hello, everyone in the live chat. Thank you so very much. I'm very excited for today's show.
Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. So I see on the Monday nights when we have the Hope Show, you've been on there with us before, and I know you're in the chat sometimes as well. And like, I think maybe one of the first times maybe you joined during Face Off, when we kind of get either two people facing off against each other, or maybe half the panel against the other half, and maybe you were new and you hadn't realized you're not supposed to type the answers into the questions,
Right.
sorry, into the live chat, because what I usually do is I ask the panel to go onto the private chat, and I ask the chat not to kind of engage or whatever, in case they, of course, the panel forget to go onto the private chat. But the thing is, every single answer was right, whether it was a director or whether it was a year of release or who played. And I was really, really impressed. So yeah, no doubt you're going to shine. I'm going to ask you a few questions today.
I just got lucky those times. So
I don't know. You know, I love someone with a bit of modesty, but no, I think you are. I think you are a true movie fan and movie buff. I fancy myself a bit of a movie buff, but I think when you say things like that, though, people expect you to know the obscure movie made in Cuba in 1952, and it's like,
right, exactly.
I'm a mainstream movie buff, whatever. But like, you probably know the answers to those. Can we address the chat first, and then we might get straight into it? All right, cool. So, as usual, folks, I'm going to post, I didn't get a chance to do this beforehand, but the comment that's going into the live chat now is the link to channel memberships. There's absolutely no obligation, but if you want to support the channel in that way, and there's a few little perks along the way, it's greatly appreciated. So thank you very much. We have got Mike L. Thanks very much, Mike. Mike's got that blue wrench. We have got Bubba, he's actually a channel member as well, and Bubba Fettuccini, who's also a channel member as well. Thanks very much. We have Jose G. Hernandez. We were both on Jose's show a few weeks back. Okay. It's still a bit raw now because I got defeated in the Shark Tank, but you know, you can't win them all. And it is great to see Gio on here. Of course, you have yourself as well. You have Vita, channel member, and Jim's better half. Vita does some fantastic photography on her own Instagram as well, and all around really nice person as well. Hello, Mr. Cannon. Jurassic Park is a good movie, and it has dinosaurs in it. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. True. We got Doc Bat here, and we've got Robert Field Burn as well. That's the link that I have. I'll pin that now momentarily, and of course you have Robert saying hello to Vita. Do you want to get straight into a challenge, or do you want to get straight into maybe we'll discuss the past? Because obviously we break this up into past, present, and future. What do you think?
Let's do one challenge right now. See how that goes. See how that goes.
I am so happy that you picked that because I really want to do this here. So I'll make sure I got my music in the background. I do indeed. Okay, so what I'm going to do is you've watched the Hope Show once, twice, and you've been on the Hope Show, so you know the deal with the snap.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've taken the idea of the snap. You know the drill. I don't have to explain it to you.
Right.
But just in case there's people in the chat, we got 12 people watching live, maybe people in the replay. What I do is I show people in the panel two different images. It could be two different 1/6 scale collectibles. It could be two different movies. It could be two different characters. And I ask, which one are you going to Thanos snap out of existence? You can never use or watch ever again. So if it's a movie, it's an easy one. Snap, gone. You can never watch it again. Or even for this one, you might even say never existed. We'll just make the stakes really high.
Oh. Okay.
Now, the reason I'm doing this is an extended version. Usually I have 3, but for this one I have 10 snaps. Okay?
All right.
And I remember, this might actually be, I'm not sure if you had this idea or did Brick come up with this idea, but I thought it was really, really good. So maybe shout out to you or shout out to Brick, whoever had this, where you challenge the person, you give them 2 options, and they had to choose between the option, but the option they selected was then automatically it's like winner stays on. So if you had like 2 characters, someone said Iron Man and Batman, and someone went, okay, I'm going to pick Iron Man, and then they put Iron Man up against Spider-Man, and if they got to choose and if to say Spider-Man, that carries on to the next one.
Oh,
so
it was Brick.
It was Brick, yeah. So
it was Brick, yeah.
That was an excellent idea, and I remember specifically him doing it with you, and I thought that's not only an interesting concept, but you really, really like this movie. So
yeah.
There's a few gimmies here. So would it be fair to say The Matrix is your favorite movie?
Yes.
Okay. So I probably know the answer to all of this, but I'm going to go. We can fly through this really quickly. So which one would you snap?
Pulp Fiction. Jaws. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Dune. Oh, oh shit. Okay. All right, so that's a little different right here because you said that it wouldn't exist, right? And it won't exist. All right, so this is my second favorite film, but the issue is that there's so much more with Star Wars. I thought this was going to be super easy, Shane. As soon as I saw The Matrix, I was like, just snap any movie.
I pay attention. You know, I have to research my guests. I have to watch a few streams and go, let's watch them. Let's make them squirm. You could simplify it and go, okay, if you could never watch one of these movies again, if you're the one you snap, you can never watch again.
Okay, I'm gonna snap Empire Strikes Back.
Okay. Now,
Sorry,
Star Wars fans, I'm gonna vouch for Gio here, and I'm gonna jump to Gio's defense before anyone starts giving you crap in the comment section or in the replay. Like, the Star Wars fans will get. I know we're both Star Wars fans and Star Wars fans, whatever. They'll get really, really protective about their Star Wars. I once said that if it was a choice between, in my opinion, there's 4 Star Wars movies: original trilogy and Rogue One. There are 2 Terminator movies. There's rumors of other ones. I don't think they're true. I once said I would rather keep the 2 Terminator movies than original trilogy and Rogue One, and I got people nailed me to the wall for that, and I don't care. I double down on that. It's all depends on your own what you prefer yourself more. There's no right answers. So you would get rid of. Go on. Sorry, go on.
Yes. Now let me explain a little bit about that.
Yeah, no problem.
So The Matrix came out in 1999. So I was in high school, or maybe the beginning of high school, or something like that. The Empire Strikes Back came out in 1980, so I wasn't alive. I kind of go back to my experience of watching The Matrix for the very first time on the big screen and how blown away I was. So that experience has not been duplicated since that first time I saw the movie. I even watched it a few times afterwards in the theater, and it's amazing, but it hasn't been that first time, that very first experience. The Empire Strikes Back is a great, obviously an amazing film, top film of all time for me, right? So, but I didn't. Maybe if I'd seen it as a child, or maybe like I did The Matrix in the theater and had that experience theatrically, maybe that would have been different. But because it came this way in my life, that's why I think I'm gonna go back to that experience, that first time I saw The Matrix in the theater.
Gotcha. No, that's yeah. I feel that you experiencing a bit of guilt now, so you feel like you had to explain yourself, yeah?
a little bit, yeah.
That's how I know I've done my job right. I love that. I think a few weeks ago, I think it was Brick again. Brick's got some bloody good ideas.
Oh yeah, he does.
I think I was watching one of the episodes. Maybe, I think it was your stream. Pretty sure it was your stream. It might have been yours or Feezy. I can't remember. But Brick had the directors who it was like kind of, one their filmography. There was Nolan, Spielberg, and I want to say maybe Scorsese, and you had to choose which one. One of them you couldn't watch any of their movies ever again, and one of them you could watch their movies like once every few years, and one of them you could just keep. And I was like, I'm picking Nolan, and that was definitely the unpopular opinion, right? Because more people, Jurassic Park, and I get it, and Goodfellas or Departed or whatever, and I get it, but I'm not saying that Nolan's any better a director than the other two. It's just like he's got some of my favorite movies, and if I get rid of him, I can't watch my favorite movies. So regardless of what the masses think, I have to go with what's more important to me. I kind of like, I suppose, in a way, what you're just saying, but I'm glad I put you under a bit of pressure.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, Dark Knight also top maybe 5 films of all time, but I'm gonna snap Dark Knight.
Fair.
Snapping Blade Runner.
Wow, that was quick. That was an easier choice, but as
I
opposed to Dark Knight and the ESP.
I like Blade Runner. I wasn't, holy shit about it. I actually enjoyed Blade Runner 2049 more than the first film.
Yeah. He's got that. I think it's. I want to say Roger Deakins did the cinematography for that one. Who's just. Man, he just nailed it.
Amazing cinematographer. Yeah. I'm gonna have to snap Alien. Sorry, Shane.
No problem.
Now this is for sure top 10 film. I didn't watch this in the theater. I was already. I don't know if I was too young, but I just didn't get a chance to watch in the theater. I've seen this movie so many times, probably as much as The Matrix. And there are a lot of similarities, actually. Very similarities to this and The Matrix. But like I said, that experience with The Matrix is going to go over this T2 film. So I'm going to have to snap T2, unfortunately. So,
yeah, these are hard choices.
Okay, so of course you say these two right here, right? So it's The Matrix versus Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is... And that's another movie I did not watch in the theater, but this is another one that is just multiple views for me. It's just so many great things with it. Direction, the script. There's a little bit of flaws in Jurassic Park that are kind of like obvious, but overall, it's a great film. And I finally got a chance to watch it in the theater when they did the anniversary release. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to snap Jurassic Park as well.
Excellent. Okay, so Matrix reigns supreme over the last 10, which would be Jurassic Park 1, Terminator 2 is the second one, Aliens is 3, Blade Runner 4, Dark Knight 5, Empire Strikes Back 6, Dune 2 7, and then 8, 9, and 10 for Raiders, Jaws, and Pulp Fiction. So this is a stupid question. Before we go on and discuss the past of your collecting journey. So this is my very simple rating scheme for movies. I know everyone has their own different way of rating things, and they might have, maybe it's tomatoes or it's scored a 10 or percentage or whatever. Mm-hmm. I typically give whole stars or half stars. I don't really go into quarter and that stuff, but you can if you want. But so would you regard The Matrix a 5-star masterpiece then?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I I'm in 100% complete agreement with you. I just think it's one of those. It's I saw it in 1999 in the cinemas, and at that stage I was all psyched up to see episode 1, but I knew walking out of the cinema going, that's the best movie you're going to see this year. I just knew. It's like, that was like, you can call it like, I don't necessarily like the term IP because it sounds really businessy, but like I'm like, in terms of like movies, that particular even franchise IP, kind of the same thing, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna just I'll use it for the sake of communicating. When I saw that movie, I was like, oh, this is another IP that you're just gonna be, this could be borderline obsessive. It was just that good.
And that was before even Star Wars: The Phantom Menace came out. That was a month or so, like a month and a half before that movie came out.
Yeah,
The Matrix. Absolutely. And I knew then, as like, that's going to be the movie right there, without even seeing Phantom Menace. We saw Phantom Menace, it was what it was, but we didn't know that then. But
and the trailer for The Matrix, I feel, did enough to go, that's going to be a bloody good movie. And it showed you enough of the effects to go, I've never seen anything like that before. But yet held enough back. The mind, that rug pull of when he's, in the real world, and they just load him into the computer and it's all widescreen. That rug pull of what the hell, Alice in Wonderland moment or whatever. It's hard to match that.
I didn't think it was going to be good because I think a year or two before there was a movie with Keanu Reeves called Johnny Mnemonic or something.
Mnemonic, yeah.
And it looked very similar to that. So I was like, is that like a sequel to that? I mean, it sounds too familiar to that. And I know that wasn't received well. So at first, I wasn't really that interested in it. But eventually I saw a little bit more trailers and a little bit more reactions. And I did watch it opening weekend and stuff. Because I think that Matrix came out, at least in the US, it came out on a Wednesday.
Right.
March 31st, if I remember correctly. And then I watched it like that weekend.
Very cool.
Blown away. So
yeah. All right. So look, we're gonna get started into the past. If you're just joining us, I'm here with Gio, aka the Movie Canon. So if you look at the banner that I'll leave down the bottom of the screen for the duration of this stream, it's telling you to subscribe to @the Movie Canon on YouTube, and I hope I've got this right. Follow. Is it @the Movie Canon on Instagram, or is there a bit of a difference?
No, it's the same. It's at the Movie Canon.
Brilliant. Okay, so
with one N. No, a lot of people put 2 N's in there.
Yeah. I see. So I think I have that right then. So it's @the Movie Canon. Subscribe on YouTube, and then follow @the Movie Canon on Instagram. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to ask you a few kind of leading questions. You don't have to answer them all. Just kind of food for thought. So what I want to know is like, when did you get your first 1/6 scale figure? Were you collecting anything else at the time? Was it a officially licensed figure? Was it a Hot Toys? Was it in-art? Was it third party? What was the figure? Who did you buy it from? When you saw the price tag, how did you react to it? How did you get over that first hump of, this is okay, this is $300, this is fine? Did you think this is one and done, or were you like, oh no, this is going to be a problem? So like, you don't have to answer all the questions, you don't have to answer them in any particular order or whatever. They're just kind of give you an idea of like, kind of set the scene. How did you end up here with a channel which dedicates a large portion of its time to 1/6 scale collecting? Yeah,
so my first in-hand 1/6 scale figure was Pennywise, the Hot Toys version. The first one that I ordered though was Luke Skywalker, the Mandalorian. So I started collecting at the beginning of 2023. So I've been collecting too long. I mean, it's been a couple of years now, but so I used to collect Funko, Funko Pops. There's a lot of variety with Funko. Like basically any movie, TV show, there's a good chance that Funko has made characters from that particular show or movie. And I kind of like that because I had my YouTube channel before, the Movie Canon, Met Reports. I used to do like more reviews and like rankings and stuff like that. So I would like to put like stuff in the background. So I would put a lot of like Funko Pops and stuff like that in the background based on whatever theme of that video was, or whatever the case, some Star Wars thing, horror thing, whatever it is. I've known about Hot Toys for a while because I've just seen them on other shows. People were talking about Hot Toys, like just very briefly. They weren't like a 1/6 scale show or anything like that. I believe I might have heard it from. I don't know if you've heard of Robert Meyer Burnett, right? Who's been on the. Okay, so Robert, I know he's talked about that, and then I've looked those up. I'm like, what are these Hot Toys? And then I looked them up, and they were like super expensive. I was like, all right, I'm not going to be able to get those. That was several years ago, and then I went to a bar. Now this bar was kind of like pop culture themed. So when you go in there, there's like movie posters on the walls. There's like Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, things like that. The drinks that they made there are also pop culture themed. There's like a Darth Maul drink. There's a Joker drink and things like that. They have like arcades. But then I saw a display case of a lot of Hot Toys, and that's the first time that I saw them in person. So I went in there and I was like, oh shit, these look really, really good in person. Like they do great, with the photos and things like that, very realistic. But when you actually see them in person, it's like, it takes it to another level because like it's like right there. You can almost touch the figure, right? And they had a Neo one, from the first Matrix, and I wanted that. So then I was like, okay, well, maybe later on I can maybe buy one or something like that. Then it came to a situation where it was my brother's birthday because my brother also he's not collecting as much as I am as far as 1/6 figures, but he is collecting now as well. But I was like, let me give him something different this time for his birthday. So I just looked up because he's a Spider-Man fan. So I just gave him like a big Spider-Man Hot Toy. That's the first one that I purchased. But I
thought you were gonna go, oh hey brother, here's this Neo Hot Toy for you.
Oh no,
definitely for you.
Oh yeah, right. I just I don't even know if he's a big fan of the movie or not. But so he's a Spider-Man fan.
So the first one you purchased was not for you.
Right. The first one that I purchased was actually not for me, right?
That's very selfless.
It was for my brother, and it's a Spider-Man. Although it wasn't the greatest Spider-Man because I just found like a cheap, pricely cheap Spider-Man, which is the black and gold from No Way Home. And I just got it for him for his birthday. I'm like, okay, maybe this will kick something off for you if you want that. If not, it's cool. You have a Spider-Man Hot Toy, technically, right? And then he got it, and then of course he liked it, but then I really liked it. So I was like, okay, well now I need one for myself. And so then that's when I saw the Luke, the Mando Luke. I always want to say Mondo, the Mando Luke on Sideshow. So it was from Sideshow. So that's where I got that, and then I pre-ordered that Luke Skywalker, and I had to wait several months. Actually, I ended up getting him on May 5th of that year. It would have been cool if it was been May the 4th. But then I saw they had a special, something like a Valentine's Day special or something like that Sideshow was doing
that
year.
Makes sense. They usually do the holidays and get $5 off your register for the event and all that.
So then my brother wanted the Mandalorian Hot Toy figure. So I was like, okay, they have a deal. If you buy one, you get the second one half off or something like that. So I was like, I see Pennywise. I like Pennywise horror stuff like that. So I was like, I'm going to order Pennywise, and then you get half. You can pay half for the Mandalorian, and then that's how I got to that. But let me see. I think I might have missed something else, but that was basically the situation. Then I started ordering a few more, and I said, I'm just going to get maybe just one or two more of these. But then I got those figures. So I'm like, yeah, but you know what? It has to have a companion, right? So let me get that. And then I was like, you know what? I just got a Batman and Robin from Batman Forever. Maybe I should get each iteration of all the Batmans, and maybe that's it. But that's how it started.
That's how it starts. Yeah.
So
and just before you know it, then
I've given up all chance at inner peace.
You're
right.
done. You've accepted it. You've accepted your fate. Mm-hmm. So I just want to recap just to make sure. So your first one you actually bought was the black and gold from Far From Home for your brother as a gift.
For No Way Home, yeah.
But the first one you got for yourself was, you pre-ordered Luke and had to wait for that, but you got Pennywise.
Right. I got Pennywise first. Yeah.
Gotcha. And then the ball started rolling, like, you know. Good. And like, did you? So you kind of got one or two, and then you realized, oh, I need a companion piece. So you were kind of, in a way, kind of playing that. Oh, no, I just need one or two, or I just need 5 or 8. You didn't accept that it was gonna be a thing, like a big thing.
No, not at first, especially because they're pricey, and I was paying them off right away. I wasn't doing the payment plan stuff, so that's why kind of like it was a little slow at first. And I still kind of do that. I just maybe I'll pre-order something and then but then I want to pay it off because I don't like having to like, oh, I still have to pay this figure. That's like,
Yeah, I get you.
I don't like that. I don't like that in the back of my mind. It's like it's there. And but yeah, I just started like and then I also realized I like way too much shit. I just like Star Wars, I like horror, I like DC, Batman, I like Spider-Man. So there's just so much stuff that I like that I'm like, I need to start setting a line somewhere. But
yeah, so that's like kind of you've set the scene for how you got into it and how it started, and that's the past, and we are going to move on to the present. So that a lot of those questions then I'll ask you from the present. Before we do that though, I have like do I still actually even have this little clip thing? I don't know, maybe I deleted it. That's not really important. I used to have a little sound effect that I was going to use there to signify that I was going to ask you what I call the focus question, but it's not important. I'm just going to ask you the question. All right, so these are just kind of like, just to get just kind of add a bit more, give people more of an insight into like your collecting habits, how you collect, a few different things. Like, so these are random collecting related questions. So if I would say, do you currently have pre-orders? And if you do, like, do you know how many you have on, or?
I do. As far as how many on the top of my head, I don't know. I have a list of the ones that I have and the ones that I have already paid off. Actually, I think I paid all of them off.
That's good going.
Yeah, I paid all of them off.
That's
I don't know how many pre-orders, but
okay. Would it be like, say, are you in like the realm of 5 or 10 plus?
Oh, it'll be more than 5. Maybe 10 plus.
Okay, so this is the more fun question then.
Okay.
If you could snap your fingers right now and 3 of the pre-orders on your list could appear, what 3 would you want to, like, literally you're the first person to get them, what 3 would you like to appear?
Oh, okay.
You can take
Let's see. I would like my Anakin Skywalker to arrive. So I'm still waiting. The artisan. Yeah. So I still haven't received it. Right, Sideshow. I still haven't received him. I pre-ordered him that weekend. Or I'm sorry, that Friday that they did the pre-order, the queue. Paid him off in 2023. I haven't received not even an email about where that figure is.
That makes no sense, because like, I know you've been following the channel. I got a waitlist conversion on that, and I gave it away, and it literally traveled all the way to Ireland. I had to bloody pay customs on it and pay shipping, and then shipped it over back to the States to the person who won it, and they have received it, and that was even a month ago. Like, so that's, I don't know, man. Sideshow, I don't know what they'd be at. Like, you know, it's crazy. There's no rhyme or reason. You think you paid it off first, you should get it first. Whatever happened to a good old numbered list?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. So that's one of them. Another one that I would probably want now is I'm trying to think which of the ones that I don't already have.
Mike says it's always the companions that get us. Lol. We're just such nice people and don't want the figures to be lonely.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Let me check my list because I just can't remember for some reason right now.
No problem.
Let me see. Yeah, because most of them are from Sideshow. You know, I'm debating pre-ordering that Batmobile animated series from Jazz Inc.
Oh, right.
That I would want now, but I just haven't decided if I'm going to order it before, price wise and space wise. But I technically haven't pre-ordered it. Let's see.
They're the two enemies of the collector. Space and price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I'm looking at my list now. Okay, let's see. So, you know, because I am trying to collect all the Batman iterations, like live action at least, and the animated series. I will probably want the Clooney Batman now. To be honest with you, probably the only person. Maybe Eddie would say that too.
Yeah, maybe Eddie. Maybe Eddie. To be fair.
So, yeah. So I would the Clooney Batman, and let me see. I'm probably gonna say the T2. Yeah, the T2 Arnold 2.0.
Battle damage or clean?
Battle damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that I got. Yeah.
I watched the Terminator on 4K there the other day. I don't know. Did you do the whole 4K thing?
Not anymore.
Yeah. I got the girlfriend actually got it for my birthday. The Steelbook, the Terminator 4K. It's
nice.
It's shocking. Like I couldn't think because I used to collect DVDs and I just went when Blu-ray came in. I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. How much better could it be? I've never bought a Blu-ray, never had a Blu-ray player. And then, like I went to Apple. I had just had. I do like having an official. I don't want a torrent or whatever like that or torrent, or I like having just at least a good quality copy of it. So I went with Apple, and I still use Apple from time to time, and I have a good library on Apple because it saves space as well. But then Ian, he sent me the Dark Knight trilogy on 4K, like in a lovely box set, and I was like, oh man, this is really generous. This is right up my alley, but I don't have a 4K player, man. So that was what maybe like a year and a half ago, and I had been given a voucher for I don't know a birthday or Christmas, and so I went to the local electronics store and picked up a 4K player, and now I'm putting together a nice little 4K collection. But I've always been like, oh, you can't tell. And man, I was watching the Terminator, and I think it's maybe more obvious because the movie came out in 1984.
Yeah.
1984, and I've been watching it for the best part of whatever 35 years or whatever. And you know the film, whether you realize or not, the film what it looks like, and it still looks like the 80s, but my God, it's crystal clear sharp. Like I've never seen it like that before, and it's there's something so much fun. I know like people like there's that debate on the grain, man, and yeah, I get it, like, but like I think they've done enough that it still looks like the movie, but it just looks sharper and the colors are deeper and brighter and crisper. It's fucking incredible, man. I have
a few 4Ks. I just stopped I think since COVID. They kind of halted or not. Yeah, they kind of slowed down with the 4Ks releases. Although I'm starting to see like a little bit more a resurgence of people buying 4Ks.
It's
at least
demand
maybe
for physical media, I think. Maybe.
Yeah. But I haven't really. I don't remember the last time. I think maybe the last 4K that I bought was probably the Batman.
Yeah, I got that one. Yeah.
So that one's been several years now. So.
I get the argument as well. Like I know that I don't have Terminator 2 on 4K, but I've heard the transfer a lot of people didn't like, and one of the things they didn't like about it was in the original T2 movie, all the stunts and the kind of the scene with the motorbike and the truck and the little John's little bike and stuff like that. It was stuntman, and in certain scenes you could clearly see it was Arnie, but when Cameron or whatever company did the 4K, there was always an opportunity here. Let's digitize the face and make it look like Arnie. And a lot of people hated that. Like me, I'm like, it's still the movie. That doesn't bother me. But like people were like, it's not the original. It's not the way it's supposed to look like. And I get it. It just wouldn't bother me as much. But I suppose in a censorship point of view, if a character is without going too deep into things, if character is a really bad person, they do a really bad thing in a movie, and the point of the movie is to show people that these people are out there and they're bad people, and then that bad scene gets completely cut and censored in future versions, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't like that, because it's like they're messing with the, if you, let's say in the streaming service, they're like, yeah, we're not going to show that, then you're not showing the original movie, and you're not showing the proper depiction of the character who's supposed to be good, bad, or whatever. So I can see how there's a simple digitized face to make it look more like Arnie could eventually be a censorship thing or whatever like that. But
okay, yeah,
yeah. I don't have the T2, but I was just blown away by Terminator 1, man. It's just simple things like at one stage she's on her little Vespa thing and she's driving to work, and just like the trees and the leaves and everything's like, man, the sharpness and the green and the depthness of color. It's just really exciting. Yeah. Okay, so we've discussed the past and how you started. So this whole show started from that meme. You know that meme, how it started, how it's going. That's literally where I got the idea for this show. So we're moving on to the present now. If you're just joining us, you're watching episode number 56 of Visions. We're discussing the past, the present, and the future of Gio's 1/6 scale collecting journey, and you can subscribe to it at the Movie Canon on YouTube or follow at the Movie Canon on Instagram. So in terms of where you are now, again, I'm going to fire a bunch of questions at you. You can just take this in whatever direction you want. You're just after having a big move, so I'm wondering, maybe throw in if that's going to benefit your display space, or do you have to make some compromises there? How are you choosing to display? Are you like a Billy bookcases, or are you Moducase? Case? Do you a muscle rack or DTOFs? Roughly how many figures do you have at the moment? Do you collect only 6 scale? Do you have any quarter scale? Do you have any statues? Do you have any smaller scales? Where are you at right now with it?
I don't have any Well, no, I don't have any statues. I don't have any quarter scale. I was very tempted when I visited Colorado a couple of years ago, because they had the Spider-Man, I believe, from Homecoming. There's a quarter scale Spider-Man from Homecoming, quarter scale,
yeah.
And I think it was like $400 or something like that.
That'd be all right, yeah.
And I was tempted on getting him, but then I was like, but I'm gonna have to ship it because I'm not gonna be able to take it. And I ended up just not getting it, but I was a bit tempted, but I didn't end up getting a quarter scale figure. So even to this day, I still haven't ordered one. So mainly it's 1/6 scale. With the new move, I should have a little bit more space now. I think to add a little bit more figures. And then as far as what I use right now, I'm only using like a little IKEA furniture thing, little display to put the figures right now. The Mod Space or cases, those take like a really long time to get to arrive, right? So I haven't dived into that stuff yet, but maybe
everything you see behind me, all these cases here, these are all IKEA. They're not Moducase cases. And then
really?
2 cases, yeah, these are the IKEA Blaliden. So it's Blaliden. Blaliden is the correct way to pronounce it. A Swedish guy voice messaged me on Instagram, and yeah, Blaliden. I don't know where to get these names from, but well, probably the Swedish language, I'd imagine. But they just they sound unusual to us if you're an English speaker. But they're all IKEA, and then the lights are just Luke light, and they custom make the lights specifically for this or the DTOF. They are sitting on 2 custom made Modu cases, but yeah, they're expensive. Okay. They take a long time to arrive. Putting them together is very frustrating.
Yes,
but it's very much about the destination and not the journey.
Right. Because that's what I heard. I heard that they were pricey. They take a long to arrive, and like you said, to assemble them is also a pain in the ass. So that's why I kind of stayed away from that. As you see right there, there's like some space there.
Yep.
I'm thinking maybe I'll add something. I was thinking about something like what you have, even though I didn't know that was IKEA.
Yeah.
So I may get something like that, maybe, so I can put that there so that it can be seen, because that's probably going to be my angle moving forward, like this shot, moving forward, with my show and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I'm going to have a little bit more space. like I mentioned earlier about that Batmobile, I'm still considering that because I may have a little bit of space for it now, but still a bit pricey there. But let me see. So I mean, that's how I'm kind of displaying right now. You see on the top, you see, well, you probably don't see what it is, but it's Neo. And behind
on the
Neo,
top of 1 second, I'll
on the top right there by the TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
just to the right of the TV. Yeah.
yeah. So that's Neo. Behind Neo is the Present Toys Morpheus that I just got because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get a Morpheus anytime soon. I'm like, I'm just gonna get this Present Toys third party Morpheus, and it looks fine. It looks good, especially when it comes to if you put the glasses on. It looks a lot better. But it's a pain in the ass to put the glasses on. So
Yeah.
and then I just broke Neo's sunglasses in the move.
No.
So now I need to find some 1/6 scale Neo sunglasses somewhere. But
You'll get them, or even like there'd be a custom artist out there to design.
Yeah,
stuff.
I was looking for that too. I want that Morpheus chair. But people want like 300 plus for that Morpheus 1/6 chair.
I remember the McFarlane did some quite decent range. They did like 2 different ranges of the Matrix figures, and the Morpheus actually, one of the versions they did actually came with a chair. It was pretty damn cool.
Okay.
Different scale, obviously, like, but
Yeah.
So you're kind of in the process because after the move, you have your bit of space now, and you're trying to put together like what type of display you want, and you're looking at options basically. Yeah,
Right. That's what I'm doing. Then I'm gonna put some right here, as you can see right here. Like maybe some of the newer figures that I get, I'll display them here for a little bit, and then eventually they'll go into some other.
Gotcha. To keep it fresh, yeah. I get you. Yeah, yeah. I like that as well. Just to kind of rotate things around. I was doing just a bit of. I hadn't the room needed a few little tweaks today, so yeah, to do a bit of cleaning and rearranging and stuff like that. But I had the coat on Bane. I took the coat off, and I was like, man. the body on the figure is just incredible. Like, so it's like
I have him without the coat.
Yeah,
the 2.0. Yeah, it's an
so
awesome
good.
figure. I almost missed it because I didn't pre-order him. I was like, I don't really need Bane. And then I saw the blogger photos, and I was like, man, that figure looks amazing. And then
It's funny how that happens, isn't it?
Yeah,
and then
then they had one in at Frankenson's, so I just picked him up there. But so I have him now.
So could you tell us about like a mistake you made as a collector? Like, is it something you're like, oh, if I could do that again, I wouldn't have done that. Something that maybe you've learned from in your collecting journey. Something that maybe other people could, especially if they're new to the game, be kind of going, all right, I'm going to take note here. I don't want to fall down that trap. Because we all make little silly missteps sometimes. But does anyone come to mind? Something that you'd be like, nah, I wouldn't do that again.
Probably the only thing that I can think of that is there might be like a figure or two that I was like, do I really need this character in my collection? Like, do I really need this figure? And I ended up pre-ordering it, and then later on I just had to cancel it, and then I lost the NRD because it was already like released, and I was like, I don't really need this guy. Like, I'm just, and I was like, I'll just use that money for it. But you just, and I'm sure you've heard this before. I mean, everyone in the community has heard this before, that obviously collect what it is that you really truly want. There might be a little bit of the hype in there, like, oh, this figure looks amazing, it's great, and it's cool. Yeah. But it's more like the hype. But then when you actually get it, or when you're actually about to like get it, it may not be exactly how you would want it to be, right? So it's kind of like, so there's been a couple mistakes where I kind of like pre-ordered a couple, and like I pre-ordered the the Artisan Loki, and I was like, that'd be cool in the display, right? But then I was like, what? I don't really need Loki, especially from the TV series. So then I canceled him, and then I lost the NRD. So that's a mistake, right? But that's an example there.
And that's a good one as well, because I suppose the Loki one is a good example because you said it would look cool in the display. A lot of these figures would look cool in display, but like, will it still be in your display in 10 years time? Like
Mm-hmm.
I used like my method really is, if something's a triple threat, it more than likely is coming home. Like I have to love the character, love the source material, and love that particular version of it. So an easy example would be the DX19 Batman, the second suit he gets in the trilogy, because I love the character Batman, I love the source material. It's one of my favorite movies, and that is my favorite Batsuit. But then I added on a fourth part to it, was like, which really just simplified all those things. Is, do you just like this now, or will you like this in 10 years time? Like, perfect example you gave earlier on was the battle damaged T800, the DX46, the one that's coming out. Like, you like the Terminator probably for as long as I and everyone in the chat who's loved you're talking decades really, because the movie came out in 1991. So whenever you saw it, you probably just kept rewatching, and you're gonna love that movie to the day you die. That's no matter how good technology gets, or special effects, or practical effects, or storylines, or whatever, yada yada. Well, storylines is, you can't really, stories, people have been telling stories for like thousands of years. Like it's you know what I mean? Like, but no,
Yeah.
it's you're gonna love that movie until the day you die, same as myself. Like, so it's not everything is that simple, but like a recent example, Dune 2, like, man, I gotta say, the first Dune, I was like, I know this is good. I know it looks spectacular. I know the cinematography is fantastic. I know the dialogue is good. It's a slow burn.
Yeah.
I know it comes from a good novel. Why am I enjoying it? It's like, because it's Friday night and you've worked for fucking 5 days. You're tired and you're falling asleep at 9 o'clock because you're not 21 anymore.
Right.
But then I saw the second one and I was like, this is mind blowing. Ended up seeing it like 3 times in cinema, twice in IMAX. Went back and rewatched the first and was like, this is connecting now. Went away and read the book and a few YouTube videos, and it's like, now I get what the Bene Gesserit are. I get what the Fedaykin are about, or the Fremen, and I get the significance of the voice and stuff like that. And now I'm like, okay, now that's new, but I do think I'd appreciate Dune 2 in 10 years time if we talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Dune
but
2 is Dune 2 is definitely better. And I pre-ordered Paul Atreides, the in-art figure. I still haven't received them. Received them.
That is a perfect segue, because I have a starred comment here, because I have to address the chat, and this is the last one that I wanted, or one of the first ones I wanted to address. For me, it'd be bloody in-art Paul Atreides. I'm in the same boat. Did you order from in-art or kit, or?
No, and that was probably my mistake. I pre-ordered from Collector Zone.
Okay, well, I don't think it's a mistake really, and I don't think I don't order from Collector Zone, but I don't think it's a Collector Zone issue either. I do think it's an in-art issue, because Jim here ordered day one from the source, the same as myself, and if I had gone with Line Rock, who I review from, they wouldn't have charged me shipping. I wouldn't have to pay customs, and I would have already had it, and I would have got a better deal. But I was like, okay, well, this is an international license. I'm going to go straight from the source. They're saying that it's the way to go to see what the experience are like. But I've emailed them multiple times. Jim's emailed them multiple times. You get a generic email back, or sometimes, oh yeah, we're working on it. I tagged them a few times, and then they reached out, of course. And
I saw that.
Yeah. I think the third time I tagged them, they eventually sent me like okay, right, we're ready to go. Pay your invoice, paid it straight away. And then I got an email back going, okay, we're nearly ready to ship your in-art Paul. So it wasn't like you paid, we're shipping it. The first email was, it's ready to ship. I paid the invoice. The second email was, thanks for your payment. In the interest of, was it something along the lines of, in order to strive for the best 1/6 collectors, we're busy working hard to make the final checks on your figure. We'll let you know when it's ready to ship. You just emailed me looking for money because it was ready to ship. So, not too impressed with great figures, beautiful products. The company, not too impressed with them.
Okay, because I've never ordered from Collector Zone, so I just figured it was like, I know they mentioned, and I think even the guy from Collector Zone said, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a few months after it comes out. And okay, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I understand, with Sideshow. I'm used to Sideshow, right? So. But then I was like, well, this, Paul Atreides came out like right before the year ended. I think it was still December.
Yeah, it was literally right at the end of 2024 release.
I think it was that last week of December it was released. I'm like, all right, so maybe I'll get Paul maybe like in March, April, whatever. It's mid-June, so it's like I haven't received anything, like not even an email, nothing. It's paid off because you have to pay it off anyways. So another situation where I pay off the figure, been released, still waiting for it months later. So I'm not sure how they get their things. Now, I haven't seen anyone else from Collector Zone who has received Paul. So I guess I'm not the only one who hasn't received it. But
I do think it's I've never ordered from the Collector Zone. I don't know anything about them. I think maybe Marco16Fix has used them before. I have heard that they're good. I don't think that's a Collector Zone issue at all.
Oh, okay.
I genuinely think that's an in-art. The batches, they have a bunch. They say it's released, and then we saw the same thing with the in-art Robert Pattinson Batman. That took ages. Some people were getting their Jokers. They just do this batch thing, unfortunately. That's what it seems like. But yeah, I don't know. Like I'm expecting I'm expecting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest next week to get like the shipping notification. But if not, I'll just tag them again because it's kind of bullshit. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to them. Yeah, because I want that Paul. So
yeah, and I'm hoping that when it arrives, it's the version I've ordered, because I think people who ordered the rooted hair version,
yes, I've heard about that.
The sculpted hair,
yeah,
and I know that Ben Thomas, who while he was impressed with the figure, he got a raw deal. One of the legs is longer than the other.
Oh wow!
So maybe it's not. I don't know. He Ben's been collecting for ages. He knows he's tried everything, but it's almost, I don't know. It kind of seems like one of the legs isn't in the peg right or something. I can't really comment. I'm wondering, like, there's no way they put a longer leg on. How does that even work? Do you know what I mean? But like, it's the last thing you'd expect.
Right,
you know?
right.
They must have just stuck a I don't know, a Robert Pattinson leg on the Dune body or something. Who knows? Okay,
and
I
did pre-order the rooted hair version of Paul Atreides,
which is one of the most impressive head sculpts I've ever seen.
I mean, I've seen pictures and stuff like that, but video, it looks amazing. But
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Let's fucking go.
So Mike has dropped a super chat there. What's Geo's favorite mod done to any figure, if any? Okay, that's on you.
I'm sorry, what now?
He said, Mike said, what's Geo's favorite mod done to any figure, if any? Have you ever changed a figure? Like, it's got to swap out cowl or head sculpt or cape. Have you ever messed with anything? Got a CCFL for anything?
Not really. I'm kind of afraid to break shit, so that's why I don't really. I don't really mess around too much with things. Like even like the rolling eyeball system stuff. Like I don't even play with that. It's just like I don't even want to fuck with that. Sorry about that.
No, you're all right. It's okay. We can swear here. We can swear. That's fine. That's fine. Once it's not like, I just find like as I say to the guys in the Hope Show, like if you're about to make a joke, a quip, and the joke is going to be funnier if you drop an F-bomb in there, that's 100%. But like once someone's not, like if I'm just conscious, like if say people have like young children are listening in the car or whatever, and someone's just F this and F that and F this and you see and whatever, then it's like, come on, tone down. But like, yeah, no, don't apologize. What were you about to say there? Sorry.
Yeah, that's about it. Actually, Robert just made a comment in there. Feel the burn. Let's talk about the Freddy head Geo. Yeah, so I did order a head sculpt of Freddy Krueger, and you know what? I forgot the name of the manufacturer actually of the custom company. They're in I think they're in Peru. And the head sculpt, the Freddy head sculpt, it looks a lot better than the Sideshow one, because I don't know if you've seen the Sideshow head sculpt. Like it was fine for what I needed. I wanted a Freddy 1/6 scale figure, but it's not the greatest. But I got this head sculpt that looks a lot like Robert Englund, a lot more like that is him. And there you go, Irritan Studios says Feel the Burn there. I know Jose got got a head sculpt of that too, and then Robert. So that's probably the one that I've played around with when it comes to like a custom and changed it. But yeah, I had forgotten about that. Thank you, Robert, for bringing that up there. Much better figure, much better representation right there. So yeah,
I'm gonna just flick through some of the the chats there. So Dave X-Man Supreme channel member, he's been on the Hope Show a few times as well, and he's a prominent member of the very supportive member of the community. Hey guys, I was over at Costa Stream, but I'm here now, and we are glad you are here. Geo, are you concerned about sunlight coming through the window? I'm always paranoid.
I was thinking about that actually. I'm gonna move it when I'm not live. I'm gonna move it this way.
Yeah, I got you. Or
so
like, you can cover it though. You can. There's like a blind or something over, is there?
I mean there is, but I'm still. I was thinking about that actually when I put them up last night. But I know I was just gonna put them there for the display for when I'm on live. But then I figured out, I'm just probably gonna move them this way or move them down or whatever. So I'll probably just do that. I probably don't want to risk it at all. So
I got you. I'm the same. I got a blackout blind installed in here, so it's pretty much always down. So it's kind of just better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of going through some of these. So S Beam, thanks very much for being here. So hello all. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, it's pretty damn good. I'm here talking with this gentleman about pop culture's movies collecting. So how bad? No work today. Happy days. Dave saying Deadpool and Wolverine is on the top of my list. Yeah, pretty much be on the top of mine as well. Definitely agree on that. I still don't have the inner Batman, but also I didn't order him. Yeah, that's probably why. King Dingaling. It's just, I love a username that just rolls off the tongue. King Dingaling. Collector's Own is legit. Yeah. Okay, so you heard it here first. Well, I've definitely heard it before. Yeah, I do think that's an in-art issue, not a Collector's Own issue. Is legit. In-art seems to be messing with a lot of their dealers. Yeah. Could be. I think that's the issue. They're just slow. Their products are great. Very, very high praise for the products, but they
and see that's good. That's going to be my first in-art figure. I don't have an in-art figure yet, so I know that in-art was slow, but I mean, I didn't think this one was going to be so slow because they had the worldwide license, right? So it was like, oh, this one's going to be faster. So that's why I'm a little surprised how long it's taking for me to get that color trees.
Yeah, gotcha. I've only modded one figure so far. My War Story Clown Queen got some hands from the Birds of Prey Harley Quinn. All right, gotcha. Nice. The only thing I don't think I've ever modded something. Well, I think when I hear someone modded something, I'm always like they repainted something or they I don't know, removed some of the fat suit or added some more padding or something like that. I've never done anything like that, but I've got like I bought that Batman Begins. I made sure it was the matte version because it's the MMS 595. It's a terrible figure. It had a lot of issues. And I got the Jackson Shoe custom cowl with the two mouth plates, which are very similar to be fair. That makes a massive difference. It not only makes it reduces the size of the neck, making it stubbier the way it was in the movie, so you don't have that elongated pigeon neck which the stock did. The mouth plates are way better. It looks like him and not goofy. The little triangular pegs for the cape are in the right place because on the Hot Toys ones they're up here, but like they're in the movie they're supposed to be like more of an angle down. And I got a custom OT custom cape for that, and I gotta say, yeah, it looks the part now. They just don't seem to get that right. But other things like that, adding CCFL or Neo LED sabers, maybe some custom accessories more so than the actual figure. But great question.
Oh, okay, yeah,
great question. Humble Collector UK says, great thing about this hobby is everyone is different way of collecting and displaying them. Absolutely.
Yep.
Valkyrie Magnus says he is. Thanks for being here as well. I think I've streamed with this guy maybe once, maybe twice on the Ben Thomas show. Yeah, nice guy. He's a big Dark Knight fan as well, so he's always like gets the tick here. So thumbs up. He's good in my book. So waiting on In-Art Bail. I am absolutely waiting on the In-Art Bail. Yeah, 100%. That's one of the first figures they said they were going to do, and where is it? But you know, that's kind of the beauty of it. Maybe it'll drop tomorrow. I'm just going to do some basic housekeeping here before we move on, because I've got more questions to ask this man here. So if you are watching now and you're one of the 4,894 subscribers, I am forever in your debt, and I do appreciate the support. I didn't think I would get to 100, not to mention 1,000. So we're getting close to 5k, which is, I know, that's a major milestone for me anyway. So it is greatly appreciated. If you've ever taken any time to watch any of the videos, like any of the videos, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, drop a super chat, become a channel member, invite me on your channel, or come as a guest on my channel, it is greatly appreciated. So thank you very much. Shout out to the channel members. We've got Collectors of the Universe, Blurred Dads Like, Yomo, Shiny, Big Rib, The Ben Thomas Show, Caffeinated Comic Fan, Dogito, Stanley, Vita aka Her Geeky Side, Tiny Art Guy, and Figurecraft. We also have 1/6 Shooter aka Trevor, absolute legend. We got Figures and Fandom, Howard Potts, H and Silver Fox, 4K, Jose G. Hernandez, Brian Wong, Eddie Money Mendez, Jim Collector, Lancelot's Nerd Corner, Mike L, and of course we have Ryan Smith. They are the Troopers tier. We also have a Commanders tier, and if you join the channel member as a Commander, you get your YouTube handle displayed at the end of all the content, live streams, pre-order previews, unboxings, and reviews like this. New videos on the channel, my thoughts on the very exciting but also imperfect pre-order for the James Bond movies. I'm still excited, but I'm just hoping they fix it. My thoughts on this Artisan exclusive Wolverine, and of course you're watching this right now, so if you're one of the 25 people watching live, thank you very much. Hit the like button, hit subscribe button, let us know where you are, what's the weather like, and watching the replay, we appreciate you too. Okay, could we I'm going to use the I'm going to put you under pressure now. Okay?
Oh, okay.
I think you got this. I believe in Geo. Folks, what we're going to do now, you obviously, I know Geo is a man of his word. He's not going to use any sort of technology or any secret like tabs or Wikipedia or whatever. I'm going to go through the same 10 movies, and all I want you to tell me is in what year did they release.
Oh wow.
Okay?
Okay.
And you'll get a point for every single one. Yeah?
Oh.
Now, okay. I'm confident Gio is going to get over 8 on this one.
The pressure.
You know? I think it's a lot easier. Your favorite movies, or some of your favorite movies, are movies that you regard. So I think he's going to get 8+. So if you're watching, let us know how many of these you think he's going to get right. I'm going to show him 8 movie titles. Well, actually, sorry, I'm going to show him technically 11, because The Matrix, which he's going to get right. I know he can get that one right. Technically 11. But how many do you reckon he's going to get? The Matrix doesn't count because you already told me it came out in what year?
1999.
Okay, so that one doesn't count. I'm going to show you 10 movie titles, and your job is to tell me. He even has the date. Just now, you don't need to know. We don't need to know the day of the week or the date.
Oh, good.
No. Just the year. Just the year.
All
just
right.
the year. I think you got this. I've got faith in you. I think he's going to get 8+. What year?
Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction, 1994.
That is 1994. He's got one so far. 1 for 1.
Jaws, 1975.
Now, Jaws, yeah, I wouldn't know that myself. I had to check there, but yeah, he's got 2 for 2.
Raiders of the Lost Ark is 1981.
Okay, I don't think I even have to check, but it is 1981. Get a man's a machine. This is like when they put Neo in the chair and they're training him. I know Kung Fu. The man's a machine.
Right.
24 hours straight.
Kung Fu.
Dune, tough one. That is a tough one.
Dune was 2021.
2021. Oh, sorry, this is Dune 2. Sorry.
Oh, it is 2. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I should have been specific.
Yeah,
Dune
that was
2.
last year. 2024.
He's got 4 for 4, people.
That was 1980, Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, if you're just joining us, I'm giving Gio some movie titles, and he's got to tell me what year they were released. I've given him 5, technically 6, because The Matrix, but we're not going to include that because it's his favorite. Okay, he's 6 for 6, right?
Dark Knight came out in 2008.
77 for 7.
Blade Runner came out in 1982.
1982, yeah. So that's 8 for 8, I believe.
Aliens came out in 1986.
Yeah, I'm going to take the first answer because it's the right one. 1986.
Terminator 2 came out in 1991.
And there's no way he misses this one.
Jurassic Park came out in 1993.
Man, that is so impressive. I think he deserves a round of applause in the chat, please. Folks in the chat, folks in the chat, if you can give Gio a round of applause there, because he's absolutely killed it.
I have exorcised the demons.
Oh, wow.
He has absolutely exorcised the demons. That is very, very, very impressive. Go you, man. That is good. I'm glad you actually got them on as well. I should have increased my guess for you. I didn't want to put you under too much pressure, you know.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that.
While we're at this, so like, that's my general scale. If you make a movie, I'm going to give you a star for it because you've gone through the trouble of making a movie. So, if 1 star, be like, yeah, awful, I'm not going to watch again. 2 stars, it was okay, not a good movie, wasn't the worst thing you've ever seen, but I'm probably not going to watch it again. Then 3 stars, like, good movie. I'm not going to recommend it to everyone I meet or whatever, because I know I find a lot of my friends now, they've got like, you know, wives, kids, and it's like they've limited time. So if I'm recommending something, I gotta have like, you know, this is worth the watch. Yeah. But from 4 onwards, 4 stars, an excellent movie. 5 stars then is an absolute masterpiece, a kind of a reference quality kind of a movie. So we might flick through some of these. You already said The Matrix is 5 stars. To be honest, the quality of these movies are very, very high. There's no duds here, but look, we'll flick through it anyway. The Matrix, you said 5 stars. What about Jurassic Park?
I'll say 5 stars. 5 stars. 4 stars.
Oh my God, you're killing me.
3 stars.
Oh, didn't see that coming.
5 stars for The Dark Knight.
Redemption.
5 stars Empire Strikes Back. 5 stars for Dune Part 2. Raiders of the Lost Ark, 3 stars.
3 stars.
Raiders of the Lost, yeah. Jaws, 4 stars. Pulp Fiction, 4 stars.
Wow, good stuff, man. You're just rattling them off straight away. Yeah, okay. And you said it with such confidence. Good stuff. So there are his ratings. So folks, if you haven't, I doubt there's anyone in the movie who hasn't seen those movies. Well, sorry, I don't think there's too many people in the chat who hasn't seen those movies. I'd say they've seen the majority of them, maybe all of them. I would say most people have seen all of them. But yeah, if you haven't seen any of those movies or one from the list, maybe it's a good place to. There's your watching for tonight. Okay, so we're moving on to the future then. So sometimes it can be a bit of a daunting one. Sometimes it can be a bit of an exciting one. So I'll start off with a really simple question. Do you still see yourself collecting in some capacity in a year's time?
Yes, because even before I was collecting Hot Toys, I was collecting Funkos. When I was even younger, I was collecting media, like movies, you know, DVDs, Blu-rays, 4K, stuff like that. Always like little, what some people would say, knickknacks or whatever, like little movie stuff, little movie figurines, or some kind of like, what do you call it? I can't think of the word right now, but just some. There you go. Yeah. Right. So like some lights, a couple lightsabers. So I'm always collecting something related to something that I like. And so yes, I definitely do see myself collecting 1/6. I want to say yes, but you just never know, right?
You never know. So you're saying yes. Now, there's 3-part question. The next part is, would you still see yourself collecting in 5 years' time in some capacity?
Yes.
Okay. And the final question, which is the hardest one. Do you still see yourself collecting something for the rest of your life? It's a very difficult question. Yeah. I do
think so. Think so.
Yeah. Your tastes may change, but I suppose your personality kind of is, it might evolve, but you know who you are. As I suppose most people, we kind of you get to a certain stage. I know your taste can change, but people's values and what they're into kind of doesn't change too much when you're in an adult. Like, but yeah, good stuff. So, you've just moved into a new place. Could you talk us through like your dream setup?
My dream setup would be I would like to show as much figures as I can in the background, put some more stuff on the walls, because right now you see it's kind of like bare right now, right? So I want to put something in the walls. I mean, mainly it's just to. I really am focusing on what it's going to be seen on when I stream or when I do a video, because like I said, I've been doing YouTube since 20. When it comes to shows like this, 2017. So I always think about like what's going to be in the background when I'm on some kind of video or live stream or something like that. So I definitely want to show like the stuff that I like, and yeah, as many figures as I can. Like I said, eventually I would like to show some kind of a 1/6 Batmobile, because I do want a Batmobile. I just haven't pulled the trigger on that one yet, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. During like seasons, like let's say Halloween, I would like it to be like Halloween themed, horror themed.
I like that.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that.
During Christmas, same thing. Maybe put some Christmas hats on the Santa hats or whatever on the figures, or make it all Christmassy, things like that. So a bunch of little things like that that are like in the display in the background and stuff like that. That can change throughout the year, right? Depending on the season and stuff like that. But yeah, that's how we'd like to have it.
Good. And would you like, say you haven't, like in terms of, let's say like money isn't, let's say money wasn't, you win a lot or whatever. So you don't have to worry about money, and let's say you don't have to wait for anything as well. Like you can just go, hey Brian from Magic Case, I want these tomorrow. I'll pay you triple price. As in, if it was just not a problem, would you go IKEA? Would you go Moduspace? Would you rather like a custom built setup? Would you go like Muscle Rocks, Garage Cases, open shelves? What do you gravitate towards?
So the way that you have it in the background there, Shane, I kind of like that. I always like to display. I would like to display like maybe one figure or maybe two that are connected somehow in one space. I don't really like to show. Like I know I've seen some people, not throwing shade at anyone at all, but that there's like a lot of figures just in one big space, and then there's like a lot of figures right there. I feel like there's like a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on. That's not the way that I would like to display. I like to display like the way that you kind of have it there, Shane, when it's like one individual figure that you're being focused on. Yeah. So you're focusing, right? You're focusing on one figure.
Yeah.
That's kind of how and I even like the Star Wars Death Star I think that you have there. I'm kind of looking into that. I wouldn't mind having that too, actually.
What I did for that is when I got these, the bottoms of the Bluladin cabinets, they're like metal. So I have a drill, but I bought a thing called a hole saw, which is just a little thing for drilling holes, and you can get one for wood, you can get one for metal, and just marked out the center. So I suppose the hole is maybe about an 1.5 inches in diameter on the bottom of all of them, so I can feed wires down for fusion reactors, or in this case the wire from the back of that is going straight out. You can't see it because it's blocked by it. And there's some wires you can't see them, but they're hidden by the black frame. They're like, they go wired maybe like say for this one here, it goes out, it disappears when it hits the black frame because the wire itself is black. So the fusion reactors, that's lit up the whole time. That one's lit up the whole time. There's a bunch of them, so it's just kind of hides it. But I do like the one figure per shelf look. And like I don't, no matter, like I am looking into the way I'm streaming here now. This desk is nice, it's really nice, but it's really, really big. It's an L-shaped desk, and it takes up a lot of space. And I was like, if I just like got rid of that desk and took down the few floating shelves here, I could put an entire wall of cabinets here. And then I just have to get a smaller desk and push this out a bit, and I could stream like that, facing that way, or something to work it out. But even if I do that, well, it will give me more space, and I'll be able to display things like some quarter scales I have more efficiently or even like a bit, groups or whatever, I still think this will be my favorite display in the room because it's just like focused, no pun intended, on that one figure, and I just like the way it looks. I'm
gonna look into those IKEA ones that you have, Shane, because I do like that look. Like I said, I didn't even know it was IKEA. So,
yeah, they're IKEA. Yeah, and I think it was Mike who streams on Tuesday nights with Collecting Weekly. One of the times we were streaming, he was like, "Yeah, I was in IKEA during the week, and I came across one of those Bleledens because sometimes they have things built so you can see them." He was like, "It looked kind of flimsy." I was like, "There's no way that's what Shane has behind him." I was like, "Yeah, that's what it is. It's just you just set them up right and get them lit correctly, and just get your figures dialed up, and it'll look the part." But yeah, okay. So you into the future, you do see yourself collecting in some shape, form for foreseeable future. You have a brand new place, and you would like a display where, no matter what you're talking about, movies or collectibles, in behind you, you'll have a display, and I get that as well. It's always good for. It's like a studio then as well. It's like a collection room / it's like you're getting more bang for your buck. It's not just a collection room, but it's your studio as well where you can go to work. I really like that concept.
Right.
I'm going to ask you a few more questions. I've got a few collector relating questions here before we wrap this up. So we've already done the snap. He got 11 out of 11 his face off. That was incredible. And we've rated some of those movies as well. Okay, so far this year, I know this is a difficult question because you don't have a list of things that were announced this year, but can you think of any things that were put up for pre-order this year that were like, man, that is so exciting? Like what went up for pre-order, or what did they announce like this year so far in the last like 5.5 months? You were like, that's incredible, I want that.
The Arnold Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, that's a good choice, man. Because even I was like, as much as I'm not a fan of it, I was like, I didn't think they'd do that.
Me too.
It looks exactly like it looked in the movie. So that was a big one for you then. So that would have to hit the pre-order list fairly quick, I'd imagine. Yeah.
Yep. 6 seconds. Yeah. One in there.
Is there anything else that stands out to you?
Let me see. Anything else? I'm trying to think of a couple that were kind of surprising that I ended up running and pre-ordering. You know what? I can't think of anything right now.
That's no problem. To hit the nail on the head anyway with the freeze. It's one of those ones that a lot of people wanted, and no one thought they would do.
Right, because I got the third-party figure, the Dragon Toys, which is not great, but so that's why I got them, because we're probably not gonna get this, and then I know Yost was talking about that they may be doing it. So okay,
I don't think they're going to do it anymore, though.
Right,
like
right. I think he said he's not going to do it now, and because we saw the announcement that out of nowhere, just you see Mr. Freeze Hot Toys version looks amazing. So I was like, yeah, definitely getting him. I'll do a giveaway or something on the Dragon Toys one if someone wants it, or like that. I'll be able to sell it. But yeah, that's definitely one that stood out for me. I'm trying to think about another one, but I just can't think of others right now.
That's okay. I'm just going to... So Dave is talking about the Bleledens there. They do look and feel flimsy in the store because they don't always put them together all that well. I thought the same thing when I first saw them. And that's a fair point as well. Okay. Like, you really have to get all the pressure kind of even when you're screwing in the screws so that you don't want it over tightened. But you do want it just kind of so the pressure is more or less even. The torque or whatever is even, and all of it sort of just so that they sit right. And you can adjust the bottoms as well to make them go overall. They're not going to be as solid as a Modu case. They're definitely not going to be as solid as the Modu case. But I know they work for me and they looked the part. But yeah, again, someone in a store in IKEA just putting it together because their boss tells to put them together, as Dave was saying. They're never going to take the same care as if you, do it yourself. Like, same as if you hang up like curtain rails. When we moved into this house, like it was a new house, it was like, there was no curtain rails. So I was like, okay, I've never hung a curtain rail before. So go onto YouTube, just make sure I'm doing, measure twice, cut once type of thing. And, I got them up and they're still up and everything. someone could have come in and done them half the time, but their finish mightn't be as much. There could be like scratches and stuff like that, or they might be slightly off or whatever because it's not their house. But like,
Right.
yeah. I've got 2 more questions before we finish up. The first one is, what's your favorite Batmobile?
You said Batmobile?
Yep.
It's going to be the animated series.
It's a fan favorite. I just love how elongated the front is. It's like unnecessarily out of proportionally long, which is the cool thing about it. It's the same way as he's all shoulders and no legs, Batman, but that's what makes it cool. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I know some people would rather, like the Keaton one, the Keaton one's awesome too. I just feel like I had more connection to the animated series one. And I think, I'm trying to remember. Actually, never mind. I was going to say something else, but never mind. But yeah, so the Batman animated series, Batmobile, that one's the one that really like stood out to me as a kid. But yeah.
Robert's giving you a direct order. Get on that payment plan.
Get on that payment plan, right? I keep talking about it enough, right,
Yeah.
Robert?
I got the yeah, man, I got the Jazz in 1989, and there's not a day that goes by that I don't come in and look at it and stare at it. And like, people will say, like I love the turbine, and people are like, yeah, but how often are you going to use that? Every goddamn day. Right. I come in and I want to see it. I just go, I'll just check if it's still working. And then I just click it on for a while, and I just think it's awesome. And today, like when I was doing like my rearranging, cleaning and stuff like that, like it's a bit of a dust magnet, but like, that's just par for the course. I had it posed all closed, canopy closed, the guns in, the bat discs, whatever they're called, not on display. But I just did the opposite. I opened up the canopy, which meant I turned on the internals, so you can see all. Have you ever seen like the internals of it lit up?
I have, yeah.
Incredible.
It looks awesome. Yeah.
It's so good. So now we have displayed with the lights, the canopy open, all the internal lights on, the 2 Browning machine guns up, and the discs out, and it's just like, man, it's just even now kind of looking at it, it's just like you see it from a different angle and you're seeing things that's blessed. Last question.
Oh, no.
Okay. So I finish all of these episodes the exact same way. The history of this question is when during the pandemic, when I was watching a lot of streams, I was watching 6 Scale Scavengers, and I used to love watching those guys. It was just they were just very knowledgeable. Their enthusiasm for collecting and their passion came through very well. They're 3 absolute gentlemen. And it was really, really nice just staying up, grabbing a beer, grabbing some crisps or whatever, chips you call them, we call them crisps, and just watching a stream because there was nothing else to do because everyone was closed. But the first comment that I ever had read out, because I'd be on the streams and then the other time I comment, I put this question to the panel. It was, what are your 3 fire figures? Hypothetically, your house goes on fire, and a touch would be, it's just for fun. I hope this never ever happens to anyone, and if it does, like, everyone knows you're going to run straight out and you're going to grab your family and your pets or whatever, so I hope it never happens. Obviously, it's a bit of a ridiculous question, but humor me. Hypothetically, your house on fire, your family are okay, they're safe, they're outside, your pets are okay, you're safe, and on the way out, you have a chance to safely grab 3 1/6 scale figures. What are you going to save?
And those are the ones that I have currently, right? Today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone tries to find the loophole. It was like a DeLorean's a figure. No, a DeLorean is not a figure. And what about a 2-pack? No. But C-3PO and R2-D2, they go together. No, it's 3. Yeah. You're not the first person to find the loophole or try to. Yeah. Humor me.
Okay. Neo, from the first Matrix, hot toy that I have. I was gonna maybe Darth Vader. I only have 1 Darth Vader because I tend to not get doubles.
That's a good way to be.
Yeah, because it
I
kind
have a few
of
doubles, but I think you're right. It's a good way to be.
I actually do have a couple of doubles with a few exceptions. Darth Vader, specifically Darth Vader, the one that you see there from Return of the Return of the Jedi. I was going to say the King for some reason. Return of the Jedi. That one, because that might be the only Darth Vader that I would have. I'll get an Anakin later and stuff like that. And when they do Little Annie, if they do them later, I don't know. But so that would be the second one. And the third one, I third one, I'm trying to think which one I would take. I have to. I actually don't have my collection right now. I forgot. What would be my third one though? Let me see. It'll probably have to be a Batman. I'm gonna say Val Kilmer's Batman.
Good stuff. So are you? Are we? I think we asked this before. I think you're a lot younger than you are. I said, oh, you're about 30 something. You're like, I think you're about my age, are you?
Yeah,
you're in your 40s?
I'm 40.
Yeah, same. I'm 41, but like you look younger. So it's funny how like I always find people like say, like Eddie is like in his early 30s, and I get why he likes 95 and 98 a lot, but then you're my age and I'm like, I don't get it. So you're a big fan of 95 and 98 then?
Yeah. I mean, that you're talking about the 97 Batman Robin, right? That one I didn't actually really love at the 97? Beginning. Batman and Robin, 97? Yes.
Batman, right. Sorry, 97. My mistake.
So Batman and Robin, I actually didn't love right away when I first saw it. It kind of grew on me later on because then I found it entertaining, throughout the years because of all the puns, and I was like, this is not supposed to be something serious. I'm enjoying it. All the ice puns and the craziness with Poison Ivy and stuff like that. Batman Forever, there's a connection to it specifically, which I've told the story before on another stream. I'm probably on mine too about it's connected to something that happened to me medically, that it was a movie that I kept rewatching over and over again while I was recovering.
I remember you were saying that. Yeah.
So that one has a connection to that. The Batmobile from the Batman animated series has a connection to that too, related to a medical situation, which is all related to the same medical thing, but at different times of my life. So that's why I say Batman, Val Kilmer, Batman Forever, because it kind of represents that, and then of course Neo, and then Darth Vader, one of my favorites characters of all time. So that's why I would pick those three specifically.
Makes sense. Well, Gio, thanks very much for giving up some of your time, some of your free time to come on here and chat.
Thanks for the invite.
I really enjoyed the conversation. I was very, very impressed by your knowledge of movies in general and your knowledge of movie release dates. We're going to have to, I think if we get you on the Hope Show, we're just going to get you to battle against the other 3, 4, or 5 panelists.
Oh, wow.
See if they can beat you. I think that'd be really interesting, So you're like a Geo, killer of killers. But do you have anything you want to plug or promote before we finish?
Yeah, so I haven't been able to stream because of the move, and then I got sick too while I was moving, which was terrible. So I haven't been able to do anything on Figures Talk or the Met Report, but I will come back on Figures Talk next Friday, the 20th, June 20th. So I'll be back doing that 7:30 Pacific time, PM Pacific time. And I'm also going to be a guest judge on Jose Plus show, Más o Menos, where we have Vita versus Jim.
Interesting.
And Más o Menos. So yeah, that's definitely going to be interesting there. And I'm going to be a guest judge for that one. So since I was on the show before, but and then I have some other future stuff coming up. I know I want to do a Batman Forever discussion live stream on the Met Report. I wanted to do sometime this month or maybe next month, and then I also want to do a Steven Spielberg tier list ranking stream, which is going to take a long ass time. So
there's going to be some debates on that one.
Oh yes, and I've been trying to do that since last year, but I'm trying to set up a good date and time for the panel that's going to be on there. So it's been a little hard to, arrange everything. But hopefully I can do it next month. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's kind of what I have going on there. But Shane, thank you so much for inviting me here. Always a pleasure being on here. Appreciate you inviting me.
I appreciate you taking the time to come on. It's like I said, it's just a very enjoyable conversation. So folks, if you're watching at home and whether you're watching live or the replay, if you could take the time to subscribe to @the Movie Canon on YouTube and follow Gio at the Movie Canon on Instagram. And of course, folks, if you are watching live or on the replay and you haven't hit the like button on this stream or subscribe button, please do so. We are on the way to 5K. I'll be back on Monday night, 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, 3 p.m. East Coast, and 12 Pacific Time on Monday for the Hope Show. And hopefully we will get some drops on Monday. Surely we're getting into the city season and the summer craziness and stuff like that, and we're all waiting for that Wolverine. Let's be honest. All right, we're going to leave it there, folks. So, yeah, see you, and good luck.
Talk to you soon, guys.